This is Kemi Badenoch. Kemi Badenoch is the leader of the Tory party here in the United Kingdom. Kemi Badenoch was born by a Nigerian parents. She was born in 1980. She's 45 years old. Kemi Badenoch holds dual nationality of Nigerian and British nationality due to her being born in England. But Kemi Badenoch made a statement saying she no longer identifies as Nigerians, that she's only Nigerian by ancestry, but she is a British national. She do not want to be identified with the country. That her parents are from Nigeria, that doesn't mean she's Nigerian. You see, when I listen to this kind of statement, I just listen in disbelief with the level of ignorance, from Kemi Badenoch. Being born in a country does not identify, makes you to identify as a citizen or ethnicity of that country. You might hold a British nationality. That does not make you English. If a DNA test were to be carried on you, your ancestry record will trace your DNA back to Nigerian. You see, when people like this make ignorant statements because they are trying to look good in the school of thought, the right-wing members or right-wing citizens, electionary citizens of the United Kingdom, trying to please the right-wing fanatics of the British nation in terms of election. She's trying to be popular. She just wants to be popular in the country, in the UK, in the Conservative Party. She's very quick to destroy the reputation of the country of his fathers. Look at Rishi Sunak. Rishi Sunak never destroyed the reputation of India. He even signed critical agreement with India when he was the prime minister. You see, I am not surprised Kemi Badenoch is saying all this. But one thing we must let her know, we would remind her when the time comes. She would be reminded when she has been used, to make all sorts of malicious, fabricated, hateful statements against immigrants and people of color. She would understand. She would start looking for a place of refuge. That is when we're going to spit her out. She made a statement saying slavery is not that bad. Not everything about colonization was bad. There were good things about colonization. You see, when you listen to this lady, you think you're living in an illusion. You think you are hallucinating listening to her. She's so desperate to please the elite, the right-wing fanatics of this country, because she believes she needs to be very, very rigid and extremism in terms of her statement in order for her to get elected. She's taking advantage of this mindset of British citizens who are complaining about immigration. She is very good to discredit immigrants. She's an immigrant herself. She doesn't know. Despite being born here, you still remain the children of an immigrant, so that makes you an immigrant. You might hold a British nationality. That doesn't change you from who you are. You still remain a Nigerian holding a British nationality. I'm very proud. My kids were born in England. I tell them, we are Nigerian. I was a British nationality myself. I always say, we are Nigerians. I tell that to my kids. They were born in Manchester. They still remain Nigerian. They have to be proud of their roots and their ethnicity, despite being British also. So this woman, she's very ignorant. This woman would do anything just to remain political relevance. But you and I know she is never going to be elected the prime minister of this country. She's just self-deluded, thinking the more extreme she goes with her statements and utterances, the right-wing populists within the United Kingdom will begin to love her. But a time would come when she will be thrown out of the door, where she will be seeking refuge. So she said something in America, in Farid GPS, saying she could not pass citizenship to her children because she's a woman, which was a complete lie and false. She fabricated that story because she wants to denigrate Nigeria, because she wants to look good. She wants to be top. She said Nigerians are getting, immigrants are getting British citizens so easily. She wants to make it tough that Nigerians come into the country within a few years they've acquired citizens. Why is she consistently picking up Nigeria? Are Nigerians the only British people who come to the country to acquire British citizenship? So this woman is self-deluded. She belongs to that school of thought of Nigel Farage, Priti Patel, Swale Braverman. I used to think Swale Braverman was worse. But looking at Kemi Badenoch, I think she's gonna get she's worse than Sola Breverman. You know, one thing I found with the Conservative Party has a conveyor belt of bringing out women of ethnic minority who are very poisonous, who are very divisive. Swallow Braverman is one of the most divisive figure I have ever listened to. You know, but Kemi Badenoch is beginning to match up to her level. You know, Priti Patel. Just look at these ladies who came from ethnic minority background, who are very, very poisonous, who try to create disunity among British citizens and British national. So, Kemi Badenoch, we are watching. Your day of reckoning will come when you will understand that you are not just British, but you are a woman of color. That your time will come when you will be discarded from the leadership of the Conservative Party. That is my take. Thank you.